Gandhi slamming the government. She said the CPP chairperson says that democracy has been strangulated by this government. Never before have so many opposition members of the parliament been suspended from the house, and that too simply for raising a perfectly reasonable and legitimate demand. This is what has been said by Sonia Gandhi, the CPP press chairperson. Right now we have Pallavi Ghosh back with us on the broadcast to bring us more details with regards to this. Pallavi, we have seen, as anticipated, we're looking at a war of words now that's broken between both the sides with regards to what's been going on inside the parliament. How are we looking at this, and what updates do we have?
So this was said by Sonia Gandhi at the Congress Parliamentary Party meeting inside the Parliament, and over there she made this very simple point, and as expected, the first part of her speech is dedicated to the suspension of 141 MPs, and she said that this is an assault on democracy and how the government has systematically diluted entire democracy and constitutional procedures and norms. And she indicated as much that for the India front, this is going to be the main slogan when it comes to 2024 Lok Sabha elections. A vote for India front means a vote for saving democracy. So some of the very scathing attack on the Prime Minister, on the government and the BJP came in from Sonia Gandhi at that meeting, which just ended a short while back inside the Central Hall inside the Parliament.
Right, Pallavi. So, Pallavi, from the meeting that just took place, what are we learning with regards to what their strategy would be within the House as far as this entire matter goes?
Well, I mean, the protests are going to carry on inside the Parliament. I mean, there were a handful of MPs who are left, are not going to give up on their demand. And if you notice the trend since morning, they have now started making attacks on the missing Mysuru MP, Pratap Simha. Just to put it into context, Pratap Simha was the one who signed the form. I mean, it is in his name that the accused entered, the two of them who entered the visitors' gallery. So they are asking that, while the Home Minister is not responding, we don't see Prime Minister inside the Lok Sabha. Where is the Mysuru MP? Why has he not yet been called in to give an explanation? But more importantly, why no action has been initiated against him? What opposition is saying, and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, Jairam Ramesh tweeted about it, you promptly took action against Mahua Moitro without giving her a chance to explain herself and expelled her on the grounds that she had compromised national security. Isn't the situation Pratap Simha more or less the same? Why should he not be seen? And it's a fact, Larissa, because we haven't been seeing Pratap Simha in Lok Sabha or Parliament also for a very, very long time. And that is the strategy of the opposition. Keep on their protest, demand a HM response, and also ask where the missing MP is.
Right, Pallavi. Pallavi, do stay with us, because right now we also have Shireen Elizabeth joining us live on the broadcast to bring us more details with regards to what's been happening. Shireen, quite a crucial time today, especially before the session, because today the Home Minister is slated to speak in the House with regards to the bills that have been tabled. After this opposition meeting that's taken place, what are we learning with regards to the strategy when it comes to his statement?
Well, it has been made very clear by the opposition parties yesterday at the India Alliance meeting that they will in fact continue to protest even after the parliament session is over. So they have decided 22nd of December as the day where across the country there is going to be protest by the India Alliance parties. That includes around 28 parties, and they have asked that they are going to be protesting across the country regarding the suspension, because they believe by merely asking questions, by merely demanding a statement by the Prime Minister and Home Minister, they all has been suspended. It is their duty to do so, to ask the question to the government. So this is nothing but high-handedness of the dispensation, and hence they will continue their protest even after the session is over, is what the strategy so far has been made by the opposition leaders. Now we have seen that Sonia Gandhi in two instances have in fact attacked both the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. In her speech, she has categorically said that there has been no statement. They were just demanding a statement from the Home Minister as well as the Prime Minister, but both of them have not given a statement. Prime Minister, in fact, 4 days after the incident, made a statement, but that also was outside the Parliament, and this clearly shows that his disdain towards the Parliament is what Sonia Gandhi has pointed out in her speech. Apart from that, the second instance where she goes on to attack both the Home Minister and the Prime Minister is the distorted history that is being presented by both of them. She claims that both the Prime Minister
Right,
and the Home
Shirin,
Minister.
I'm very sorry. We will have to interrupt you there because right now we have Nalin Kohli joining us from the BJP. Mr. Kohli, a very good morning to you. Thank you for speaking to us on CNN News 18. With regards to what's been going on inside the parliament, firstly, we just heard the opposition had their strategy meeting and we're probably expecting more fireworks in the house today. The BJP's reaction to that with whatever has been going on.
Parliament is a place for discussion and debate, but the opposition parties, primarily led by the Congress party, has in session after session been adopting a strategy of disrupt the proceedings through sloganeering, through placards, etc. They've demanded in the past discussions. The government yielded the treasury benches. The speeches of the opposition parties went uninterrupted. They exercised that right, but when no less than the Honorable Prime Minister of India spoke, there was sloganeering, there was disruption. So this shows that they are not interested in discussion and debate, but rather than they are interested in disrupting. Now it cannot be an argument that we want a debate, but we will then bring in the protest into a manner that is not permissible under parliamentary procedure rules. You can't rush into the well of the House. You can't hold placards. So if you're going to do this, the parliamentary rules will then lead to suspension and action. So if a large number of them are doing it in a concerted manner, in a coordinated manner, obviously a large number of them will then get suspended. Then you can't turn around and say that, excuse me, this is the murder of democracy because so many of us are suspended. The question is, why were so many of you then breaking the rule? That is the relevant question.
Right, Mr. Kohli. But Mr. Kohli, they also have to say that all they had been doing is just asking for a statement, demanding rather for a statement from the Home Minister or the Prime Minister who have gone out of the House and spoken. But it is insulting to them as MPs that they didn't bother to make a statement inside the House. Even if they would have said the same thing inside the House, that would also have done.
Well, talking about the use of words like it is insulting to them, was it really adding to the respect of the Honorable Vice President of India, a constitutional post, the chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, to do a mimicry show like a comedy show within the precincts of Parliament? So I think the standards are being set by the opposition party. The treasury benches can't be expected to take the blame for the standards that they are setting.
Right, Mr. Kohli. Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for speaking to us on CNN News 18. With that, we'll go back and cut across to Sherin, who continues to be live with us on this broadcast to bring us more details with regards to what's been going on. Sherin, another thing that the government, the BJP has consistently been now saying is that, and we also heard from Nalin Kohli himself, that whatever has been said by the opposition with regards to the death of democracy, or rather an insult to them for for the HM not having, the Home Minister not having spoken in the Parliament, right now it is the opposition who has been insulting the House, A, with the protests, and B, outside the House, the kind of mimicry act they put up with regards to Jagdeep Dhankar.
That is right, because in both the houses it has in fact been made clear that when it comes to the security concern or a breach of security in the parliament, it is in fact the Lok Sabha speaker, because it happened inside Lok Sabha. It is the prerogative of the Lok Sabha speaker to give a statement, to give an explanation, which Om Birla, the Lok Sabha speaker, did so. There is no point of giving any statement from the Home Minister, has been the stand of the BJP. But the demand of the opposition party has been that why is that neither the Prime Minister or the Home Minister giving any sort of statement when it comes to the security breach. They also have been pointing out that if it was the BJP or it was an opposition MP who had given the pass to these accused, then what would have been the situation on ground? How would the BJP had been reacting? So that is why they have been saying that there needs to be some sort of an action on Pratap Simha.
Right, Shirin, I'm very sorry, I will have to interrupt you there because right now we have A. Sarvanan joining us from the DMK on CNN News 18. Mr. Sarvanan, a very good morning to you and thank you for speaking to us on CNN News 18. Well, very firstly, I'm going to ask you the question with regards to what has happened at the steps of the parliament and the opposition having getting involved in the kind of mimicry act that we all saw in mimicking, Kalyan Banerjee mimicking Jagdeep Dhankar. And now the BJP is saying that that is something which is clearly not done in the temple of the democracy, that is the parliament.
So, what happened when the Prime Minister called Renuka Chaudhary a Surpanaka? What happened when Prime Minister was mimicking? At that time, the Parliament witnessed such things from the Prime Minister. And what about the Prime Minister's speech when Mr. Hamid Ansari laid his office? All that are acceptable. See, the BJP is scared of facing real issues of this country. They are not willing to ensure that the common man leads a happy life. They are not worried about external aggression. They are not worried about the rising price of the petrol, diesel or the gas cylinders. They want to divert the attention. It is a harmless mimicry. When did India people see in politics, people have to have a thick skin. If they cannot take a small mimicry or a comic caper, I don't think they should be in politics. They should be somewhere else.
Right, Mr. Saravanan. Mr. Saravanan, the question has been raised with regards to the fact that Jagdeep Dhankar is not just the chairperson of Rajya Sabha but also holds the constitutional office of the vice president. So do you think at this point, the fact that the opposition had gotten involved in this particular act, that also sort of reduces their stance that they are taking, that they have been suspended in numbers from the parliament, and this indeed is the death of democracy as they have been putting up?
See, this is where people are sick and tired of this diversion. In the last parliament session, it was the flying kiss of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. And this time, this is the mimicry. And the Prime Minister has no other job, is it? To call the Vice President and speak. Are there no other issues in the country? I think if they are just overdoing it, overkilling it, the people of India are watching it. They will teach a befitting lesson to the BJP in the 2024 elections.
Right, Mr. Saravanan, but when you say that, we also have several other associations like the Jat Samaj who have come up and said that what has been done on the steps of the parliament, they are actually going to reply to the opposition with regards to this electorally during the Lok Sabha elections. So this might not go down as well as
Let me also add a word. You think people will just wish away what happened in Manipur? You think people are going to turn a blind eye to the peccadillos of Mr. Brijbhushan Singh? The golden girls of our country were manhandled. They were out on the streets crying for justice. Did the Prime Minister speak? Did the Prime Minister dial to any one of them? Will the people not watch all this?
Right, Mr. Saravanan. Mr. Saravanan, thank you so much for speaking.